I tell her at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, go to your bed because
Your love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
Good morning. So the intention was to show you the kitchen last night after we were finished cleaning up. We did finish cleaning up last night, but we finished up so late and we were so tired that we didn't do our due diligence with our vlogging and turn on the camera. But as promised, here's the after shot. That's still a big mess. I'm still trying to figure that out, but as promised, and I'm not gonna act like I did this alone. A lot of this was actually Lisa coming and finishing up after dinner. So anyway, this is also before Kellan gets going. So the first thing he normally does is he has these little bouncy balls that he'll drive himself nuts throwing all over the house. There's one of them. Anyway, time to turn off all the lights. Open up the blinds a little bit. And one more set of lights over here. There's another one of those balls. So we've also got into another bad habit, at least me. I get up with him, and for the last couple of days I've been getting up with the tooth pain. And of course I'm going to work tonight, so I'm not sure if I should be happy that I didn't really wake up with the tooth pain, or I should be annoyed that it took the whole weekend and time off, and then the day that I'm going back to work is when the tooth is not bothering me as much. But I'll take the positive spin and say it's not hurting to right now. But I kept not resting very well, so I kept wanting to sleep in. And of course today, I'm like, no, you know what, let's get the day going. We already are late bloomers as like night owls. Let's go downstairs instead of taking him into the guest room and like kind of trying to lay down ourselves and myself and having him like, you know, watch his TV or whatever. So I'm gonna try to make some breakfast, and he is very active in pushing me to say, hey, you need to join in the game with throwing the ball. So let's do that. All right, little man, let's find the ball. You ready? Where's the other ones? Look, I have two. Yeah. I have two. Where are yours? Time to entertain Kellan, and yeah, let's cook breakfast. So, as uneventful as this seems, I have been craving for the last couple of days some egg salad. Which I realize a lot of people make this very differently. Or even this whole debate. So I used to work in corrections. I used to work in a jail. And I remember there was a big argument that started with the patients. The inmates had gotten this big argument about tuna salad and how it was to be properly made. People, look at me when I say this. So for whatever you put in your tuna salad, because I know that's a weirdly contentious thing, we will just concede to the first two things is mayonnaise and tuna, right? Obviously the tuna being the most important of those elements. some people start going into a whole bunch of other stuff, mustard, or you need pepper, you need salt. I obviously salt, pepper, onion, mayo, tuna. That's how I do it, right? I know some other people are like, no, you need way more things than that. Mustard has to go into the mix itself, a bunch of stuff. So there's a bunch of debate. But there was a big debate in this one particular cell about them arguing about putting egg, like boiled egg, into the tuna salad. And I was like, well, I don't do it, but I don't really see it as all that strange because I mean, that's how you make egg salad. And then I was like, using the logic, mayo is made of egg. So that was that. Blew their mind. They were like, what? I was like, yeah, if you look at what mayonnaise is supposed to be made of, I don't know the quality of the mayonnaise that you're eating in here, but mayonnaise is made of egg. If you made your own mayonnaise, you're going to use egg. So why would it be a big deal to have egg in the tuna salad? I don't know. And the ones that were arguing for the egg, even they seemed like they were mind blown, but they're like, yeah. Let me tell you something that you learn about in corrections. When guys have nothing else to do, and I'm sure it's pretty much the same in the female side as well, they will argue over the most benign thing for hours on end. Uh-oh, I see Kellan with a pen. Alright, so we're gonna have to learn to be careful about this. Not only is he up here, standing up here, which is dangerous in itself, but he looks like he's getting ready to write on something that we might need. So let's stop that. Anyway, the whole point of what I'm telling you, this whole thing about the inmates and the whole argument about the egg salad, is that not only do people in corrections argue over very benign things and they turn it into whole things of, they will bet on literally anything. What I realized, as well as when you get into how toxic Jamaican people online are about food, specifically I'm calling us out about food, because what I mean by this is, so Jamaican cuisine, our food, is usually passed down like you learn it at home, right? There aren't a lot of like recipes being recorded in a fashion that I think it deserves. I'm not saying it never is done, but I'm saying we could be doing a better job in preserving our culture, like writing down specific things. If you go online and look up the most basic things, say you think the first food that you think of, ackee and saltfish, or first thing you think of is oxtail or something like that. Look up at how many different ways people do that. Or go and try and look up a fritters recipe, I dare you. You will see so many variations of people that do things, and then in the comment section, people are like, what that? What you doing? This and that. And so anyway, I am going to go over how I make egg salad. You guys can tell me what you do differently and what I'm doing that's totally wrong or like against all rules. So let's get into it. First things first, I go with about a little over halfway filled. Oh, wrong one. And I start to boil the water. Now you're probably wondering, why are these not in there? If you're one of those people that boil the eggs from the beginning. I bring the water to a boil and then add the egg.
Several days later.
Alright, so I'm kind of trying to show you the sky, but it looks like it's going to rain like hell, but that's still not going to stop my joy, because I'm home. I can only express this to non-nurses as the feeling that you would get before like a 3-day weekend, or kids get before like spring break or something like that. Like, I'm only off for 2 days and then I come back for 3 in this particular case, but at the end of those 3 I have 7 straight off. And that is what is amazing about nursing. And when people don't seem to understand the concept of working 12-hour shifts, they're like, oh, that sounds so crazy. They keep thinking about it in the 5-day work week. We work 3 times for the week. Some people work 3, 4. But think about that. I work 3 times. I've gotten to basically the same 40 hours that you're trying to get to in 5 days. And then I'm off for the rest of that time. I can go to school if I can afford it. I can find something else to do with my time. I can just chill and watch TV and be totally unproductive, or I could be doing anything, investing in hobbies or life skills or anything with that time. And it's immeasurable how valuable that time can be. So that's why I keep on waxing lyrical over the 10-hour work day, or working 12-hour shifts. Like, I could never go back to 8-hour shifts at this point unless it wasn't full time, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it to go to work 5 times a week for me personally. I'm not knocking those. I know we need people to do that, and I'm not knocking those who do it, but for me, that is enough. Besides any other thing, a lot of people are going to tell you, oh, that sounds insane. But of course, that's something in a new construction with the wind kicking up. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, somebody's going to tell you it's how they get so fulfilled by nursing and all of that. But at the end of the day, just the lifestyle it affords, it's gonna get crazy. I'll probably be sleeping through this, but it's gonna get crazy. The clouds are really starting to move really fast in the back. They said something about, I don't know if they said tropical storm, if I heard that. I overheard something in one of my patients' rooms about possibly getting crazy. And of course, because of where we are, we have to look out for the possibility of tornadoes, touchdowns, and all of that. But yeah, this is why I cover the car. I just got a face full of construction sand. So enough with this, let's get inside. Poor Lisa has probably been up now with Kellan since 6 o'clock, and he might take an early nap. But see, this is why I always, the other blog the other day, I think Lisa titled it, Why You Should Listen to Your Wife, or something like that. Why You Must Listen to Your Wife, or something like that. But I want to see now if my lovely wife is going to admit that when I tell her at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, go to your bed, because if Kellan wake up early, I'm coming off of 3 days or 2 days of work. I'm going to be useless to try and help you out. You see how that work now? Maybe it should be a little give and take, listen to each other. Or we can go with, just listen to your wife. But you see when I tell you go to your bed? Alright. Anyway, I'm going to go bathe. I'm going to try to sneak in the house without Kellan This is the struggle now, especially after COVID. I come home and he doesn't understand he can't touch me yet, or I can't pick him up yet. So I have to kind of just do my ritual out here. I'm still checking temperatures and checking O2 stat and doing my nosing and cleaning my nose. Yes, there's other things other than COVID right now. If you don't know, I'm telling you this just so you can look out, not to be scared or anything. But there is an uptick on how many people are coming through the emergency department with strep throat. There is a super uptick on the flu. Like, mad people are like, oh, it's just the flu, but it's going everywhere. And look out for COVID, which is still a thing. All right? Anyway, let's get inside. I'm going to strip down now, so I'm going to close the garage, empty my pockets, and I'll see you on the other side. Probably won't see you guys before I wake up, so when I black out the screen this time, you'll be following me into my nap. Well, not sure how clearly you're seeing that, but I beat that coming inside. So there's always that. Anyway, let's get on into the shower and get, more importantly, into bed.
I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love. I want it all the time. You will always be my inspiration.